And welcome to a Tuesday night here on the OHIO podcast. We're so glad that you decided to click on this video. Make sure you smash that like button if you're watching live with us in the chat. Welcome in. Glad you're with us. Make sure you smash the like button as well. If you're watching this afterwards, make sure you put a comment down in the comment section below. That helps us out tremendously. Make sure that you ring the bell, get notified every time we go live, like Chris and I did earlier today when we gave a live reaction to the interview from one Arthur Smith. We're going to be talking about that here in a little bit, as well as this over here. Got some gold pants. It's always good to have some gold pants, right? That's the whole purpose of winning in November against the scumbags from up north. We're going to be talking about that a little bit tonight as well. Hey, if you don't mind, if you're listening to the audio version of this, please give us a 5-star review. We appreciate so many of you who download the audio version of our podcast on a daily basis. We love you. We appreciate you. You can take us with you wherever you go, and you can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast. Joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, that to my left is Knoxville Nate. Diagonally, that's the wild man, Chris Wilds. And the marvelous Mika, she is the reigning, defending Buckeye Jeopardy champion who has to put her championship belt on the line tonight against Nate and I in the after show over on Patreon. Description below. Nate, tell everybody who you are real quick, where they can follow you at.
Yeah, I am Knoxville Nate. I am here with you on the Ohio podcast. You can find me on X at NMSTN for you. And boy, am I happy to be here again talking Buckeyes and all things Buckeye football.
Chris?
I'm still trying to get over Schrock's comment that you're a 5-star, Eric. I don't know if I can agree with that. You're something. I'll give you that. So I am the Wild Man, Chris Wilds. I can be found here at the OHIO podcast, as well as on Facebook at Christopher Michael, and on X at the Wild Man 97. And you know what? Our buddy from Penn State, don't even get me started already. You know, I'm trying to keep my blood pressure down. Don't be a moron 5 seconds into the show. I mean, seriously, get your head out of your backside. At least let us talk first. Let the grown-ups talk since we know what we're talking about. And you go back to petting your kitty. All right?
Grumpy cat, you're something else.
That beautiful voice you hear is the one of the marvelous Mika Hanna. Mika, tell everybody about yourself, where they can follow you.
You can find me on Facebook under Mika Hanna, or on X under the Illuminati podcast, and a new episode of that should be coming at you real soon, hopefully either tomorrow or Thursday. So stay tuned for that as well.
Beautiful. You can follow me over on Twitter at the OHIO pod, and of course you can find me on Facebook, but I'm never there. All right, so anyways, ladies and gentlemen, you can find me here almost on a nightly, right here on YouTube on the OHIO podcast. Feel free to email the show if you need to get a hold of us for whatever reason, the OHIO podcast at gmail.com. Check out the website. Have 2 great new articles up for you, including a article about a potential transfer portal basketball player that Diebler is going after. Nice little sharpshooter from the Ivy League. And also we have an article about one of the hottest 5-star recruits, not named Derek Boggs, little brother of Marvin Harrison, Jet Harrison. Nice little article about him as well. We did a video about him earlier. Check that out later tonight or tomorrow after this video. All right, guys, let's get into it. Here we go. First topic on tonight's show is about Arthur Smith. Now, Chris, you and I earlier today, we listened to him live. They gave a nice little introductory press conference. I thought it was odd that they didn't give him a podium or anything like that. It was just like, hey, we're going to set a table up right here in practice while people are screaming, hollering, and yelling, and you guys are going to have to manage this. The feed was really disappointing today, but we got to see him first. I'm assuming, Mika, you and Nate have got to listen or at least watch a little bit as well from
Yeah.
his press conference. I'm going to start with you first, Mika, and then we'll go around counterclockwise tonight. Your initial reaction of Arthur Smith's introductory press conference. Go.
I really liked some of the things I heard. I liked how he talked about the maturity of the players, and he brought up several players that he's worked with in the NFL and how excited he is to be a part of the program. And I think it really showed. I mean, yeah, the environment I think could have been better. I wish it would have been, like you said, behind a podium and whatever. But I like what I heard, and he seemed excited, maybe a little nervous about with it being his first press conference here. I don't know. I just got kind of a weird vibe, but I think that was more maybe just it being a new thing. But I like what I heard. I like what he said about uh, having the offense match the personnel and not being stuck on, heavy tight end sets and stuff like that. I love that because I think we've all been worried about that for a while. But overall, I thought it was good. I thought he did a really good job.
Chris.
Well, I know it wasn't the rah-rah stuff you wanted to hear, Eric, but I thought it was a very solid first press conference. I feel like he did bring up, as Mika said, he did bring up some points that Ohio State fans wanted to hear. That we were going to play to our strengths, that we were going to run a more 11 package versus the, having 2, 3, 4 tight ends in a game at a time. Just because he's had a history with running multiple tight end packages doesn't mean that's all he can do. He was very professional. He didn't. I'm still very wait and see with Arthur Smith. He didn't get me excited, but I feel like he gave me reason to be confident in the offense because he at least said the right things at this point.
Nate.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I liked the most was something that you and Chris talked about. As I watched your guys' video because obviously I value both of your opinions, and I liked how you guys mentioned he's not a Ryan Day guy, and he's really not, and it's kind of refreshing to see he didn't go out and hire his former coach or somebody that he's been on staff with before. He went after a guy who's got a resume, who's been a former NFL head coach. He's been a play caller at the NFL level for years. And, my favorite thing he said was that he understands the expectations, because we don't want someone coming in here who doesn't understand the expectations. Because guess what? You start losing football games at Ohio State, there's going to be a whole lot of problems for you and everybody else. So I like the fact that he understands that we expect to win. And then, I think he got a little bit of a feel for Ryan Day and the culture at Ohio State. As Mika mentioned, he talked to Justin Fields, he talked to Will Howard, he talked to Jack Sawyer. He mentioned that he drafted Zach Harrison when he was the head coach at Atlanta. And when you draft somebody and you invest capital in them, you spend a lot of time with them, or as much time as you can beforehand. And I think he got a feel for what this program is about and what the culture's, at least what he thinks the culture's about. And now he's diving into it head first. So I liked what he said about that. And, I do agree with what you said, Eric. He seemed like he wasn't like Matt Patricia, where he just had like a grin from ear to ear, and he, seemed like a little kid at Christmas, so happy to be there. I didn't really get that vibe, but he seemed like, all business kind of is what I got.
Yeah, I'm with Ken on this one. I'm the Missouri State here as well. Show me. I'm going to have to see it. Chris is right. I came away slightly disappointed that I didn't hear more enthusiasm. Maybe that's not his personality. Did any of you guys see the introductory press conference from the new head coach, basketball coach of not Princeton, one of the small little schools, Northeast schools, Providence. Do you guys see the introductory clip from that? He
Yeah.
goes, "If you question me about my recruiting, take a look at my wife." That's the kind of
Wow.
personality I want, though. You know, he did say this. This is a direct quote. To your point, Nate, I wrote this down today. You don't go to Ohio State if you don't welcome those expectations. End of quote. He knows what he's stepping into here. He is 100%, I think, aware of the expectations of this fan base, of the people that he is basically going to have to try to win over. Maybe he's not a rah-rah guy, and that's fine. That's fine. Let me see you be a surgeon then in your play calling.
But Eric, I did like, and you and I talked about this, the way he poked a little bit at Matt Patricia.
But that's
that
a
was
teammate.
funny.
That's a teammate. I mean,
That's
he does have personality. I'm sure it's there. You know, he just didn't let it out in that first press conference. And I mean, the last thing I want to see is them pan to the press box when we're down 17-3 in a football game and he's got a dumb look on his face. Then I'm going to get mad and I'm going to get angry. But if he's up there completely focused, and he's just being a surgeon about everything, he's 3 plays ahead like everybody talks like he should be, then I don't care that you're not a rah-rah guy. But it's hard for me right now to read him, if that makes any sense. And I don't have a really in-depth, deep NFL background to go off of that gives me a strong opinion one way or the other with this guy. I just want to be won over in a press conference. Call me a hard grader, call me weird. That's fine. Wow me in a press conference. That's important to me as a quasi media person. Chris, why are we going to argue?
Wow me on the
jump.
Wow me on the field. I don't give a rat's bottom what you say at the press conference. Just wow me on the field. That's all I want. I don't care if you come out and don't say a word to the press all year.
He
do
can't
it on
do
the
that.
field, and that's all.
He can't do that for me until September, late August, September.
Well, then I guess you've got a long time, a lot of complaining to do between now and then.
Yeah, call me Chris Wilds.
You are whining more than. Let me tell you,
I'm not whining.
You're whining like a little girl with a skid knee.
You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression.
Oh,
this was your first opportunity.
Wasn't that like a deodorant commercial or something?
No, this is just straight up, dude. Like, you had your opportunity to come in here and be like, I'm here to kick some butt. We're going to change things around for this offense. I watched the film. That was not acceptable. We are going to raise the level of play here. Where was any of that?
He said a lot of that. He just did it in a very subdued manner.
No, he didn't. No, he
You
didn't.
have to learn to read between the lines, Eric.
All right, how did he do that, Mika? Let's argue, Mika, because it's really hard to argue with you.
He did mention about watching the film and seeing things he needed to improve on and not leaning too heavy on the tight ends and stuff, and excited about working with Julian saying and improving their games and stuff. You want him to go into detail? He's not going to do that.
I do. You can go into some detail and it not hurt anybody. You know,
when has Ryan Day ever gone into detail, Eric?
What? The very last press conference he had, he said, what did Ryan Day say that the X factor was going to be in Julian Saint's game?
That he's got legs. Ooh.
He needs to run more. And what did all of Buckeye
Did he say he's going to run? Did he say he's going to run 10 times a game, 15 times a game? No, he didn't go into detail. He said Julian Saint has legs.
Right.
That's the same as what Arthur Smith did when he said he's not going to lean on heavy on multiple tight end sets. Like, he just didn't go into detail.
I get what you're saying, Mika. We're on the same wavelength. Eric's out. in the stratosphere here
It
somewhere.
is
We're not
so
sure
hard
what
to
he's doing.
argue against Mika because I love her so much.
Why do
Well,
I
I
would have
feel
been
like
I would have been okay with him calling out Brian Hartline a little bit and calling out the play calling. He said he watched the last two games. There is no way that you could watch especially the red zone offense in the last two games and be impressed. I would have been okay with him diving into that a little bit and explaining, maybe not giving away what he's going to do exactly, but talking about how he play, give us a little bit of hope in that regard. I'm with you on that, Eric.
he's
Yeah,
not gonna throw dirt on
Well, I was
Heartline
gonna say,
though?
why? What does he gain by disparaging Heartline?
I
Oh my
Hey,
didn't
god.
say he needed to despair Heartline. I didn't say he needed to throw. You're over here saying I like how he kind of threw some shade a little bit at Matt Patricia.
But that he was poking at him. He was poking the bear. He was having a little fun with him.
Yeah,
That shows some character, Eric. Something that you are sitting here saying he has none of.
I did.
Why
I
do
didn't say he had no character. I said I wanted to see more.
I mean, this is the same guy who made a crack about Aaron Rodgers' age out there, you know?
He did say Aaron Rodgers, who's as old as me. He did.
he did say that. That was
why
pretty
do
funny.
I feel like Chris and Eric switched places tonight, or at least personalities for the night?
What do you mean, Mika?
You sound more like what Chris usually does, and Chris sounds more like you.
Are we living in the upside down right now?
Yes, I think we are.
Okay. I just wanted more. I wanted to walk away from this like I did last year with Matt Patricia. Maybe that's not fair on my part. Maybe my expectations were too high for our offensive coordinator's personality. Sorry, Chris. So my bad. Didn't mean to offend you.
Oh, I'm not offended. I don't get offended.
Yeah, and then, okay, great point, Vader. We go from that to Carson Hinsman, who literally had everybody in stitches. It was like he was doing a
He was
stand-up
great. That was one
comedy.
of the best interviews I've ever seen.
Oh, that was fantastic, dude. Carson Hinsman is a national treasure. By the way, read this. I was disappointed. Hinsman was awesome. I'll argue with Mika. Wheelchair fight.
I got you, dude. I got you.
I don't know why when I read that, but in my mind, Mika, have you ever
Timmy
seen
and Jimmy.
No. Have you ever seen the newer movies with Mad Max, the new ones?
Yes.
Okay. I see your guys' wheelchairs souped up like Mad Max wheelchairs.
I would totally do that.
Oh man. Anyways, I did like the fact that he mentioned, dude, and he, in comparison to Jeremiah Smith, he brought up coaching and playing calls for Derrick Henry. My biggest concern was he was going to try to be a square peg. We were going to try to jam into a round hole, and it was not going to work. And he was reassuring everybody, look, I can be versatile as a play caller. I understand I have Jeremiah Smith on this roster. I'm not a dummy. Mika, that had to give some reassurance to you as well.
Yes, it did. Because this is gonna be Jeremiah Smith's last year, and we need to utilize it, because you don't get players like him very often. So the more we utilize him, the better.
Yeah, you've got guys like Jeremiah Smith. You've got, obviously some other talented players in that wide receiver room. The guys coming in. You have Bo Jackson. You have the ultimate weapon, which is what I'm just going to call him from now on in Legend Bay. The ultimate weapon that he's going to be able to play with. This guy has a lot of toys to play with. This is a lot like what we saw Matt Patricia come in and inherit last year. A lot of toys to play with. Now, let's see what he can do with them.
When your name is Legend, do you really need a nickname?
No.
No.
No, I don't
No.
think you do.
I'm going to give him one anyhow. Much like Skippy up there in the top corner.
Why would you call Nate that? That is so rude.
Hey, I like
No,
that
he's
name.
Scooter. You're Skippy.
I like Scooter.
Scooter's a great nickname.
I,
Skippy.
I'm good with that. Sounds
Scooter would be
like a tow truck driver, but it's still cool.
No, that
Scooter
was
would be more
Cooter.
appropriate for
Oh,
me.
Cooter Davenport.
Well,
No.
go ahead, Nate.
No, I was just going to say that, this guy, the one thing that gives me some hope with him is let's be honest, he rode Derrick Henry, right, which is the thing to do. If you have Derrick Henry on your team, if he's standing back there, you have a 6'5", 245-pound machine that will impose his will on anyone on the defensive side of the ball. You give him the football, and he did that. And I think he recognized that he was the best player that he had. Obviously, I think he knows that Jeremiah Smith is the best player he has on this team. And I expect him to get him the ball early and often, which, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. Oh, my gosh. Shane says my nickname should be Stretch or Big Slim.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
I got a funny
Big
story.
Slim. I love it.
I got a funny story. So I'm in Indiana working, and Fox from Indianapolis, the Fox affiliate from Indianapolis, shows up where I'm working to do an interview about the company I work for, which no one told me. I'm in holy sweatpants and a t-shirt for this interview.
At least you dressed up.
Yeah, exactly, right? Thanks for the heads up, guys. And so anyways,
And you're going
I
to
mean-
criticize the way Arthur Smith is in an interview?
hey, I nailed that interview, dude. I gave it 110%. People from Indianapolis loved me after that interview, okay? And here's why. So they're asking me all these questions, and I'm just being freaking myself. I'm hilarious. So I'm like, they're asking me like, hey man, how's this job different than say the job you had in the office? And I'm like talking, it beats a cubicle, new scenery and everything. But I'm in a Fiat 500. All right, which is a small car. And I go, it's kind of a tight squeeze. I get back home to Ohio, and I've got about 15 messages. My friends from high school someone saw the freaking video, grabbed a snapshot of it, and then from the hard streets of Mount Vernon comes Tight Squeeze. Like I was some kind of gangster named Tight Squeeze.
Wow.
Oh, they started calling me Tight Squeeze online.
Gangsters
Why I
don't wear
don't go on
holy
Facebook
sweatpants.
anymore.
Just saying.
Oh,
Gangsters don't wear holy sweatpants, Eric.
yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? Bart was like, I remember you telling me that story. Nick's got that video somewhere in the office. Look it up. I could probably still find it. Oh my gosh. Vader Spanky Boggs.
Oh my
I
goodness.
love it.
You guys are killing me tonight. I even wore my Ask Me About Jesus hat. Look at you all just making fun of me.
Spanky tight squeeze.
I would like to see the video, though. You got to dig that out if you have a copy of it, because that might be worth watching.
I might have to dig it out and find it and then play it on the after show. All right. Hey, Brandon Ennis could have went on the cruise for cancer, the Buckeye cruise. Chose not to go. Did you guys hear this interview? Why didn't you go if you had an opportunity to go? Because if you go, you can't get the Iron Buckeye because you miss out on that week's workouts. And my goal was to be an Iron Buckeye and be a first-round draft pick after this season. That's my goal. That's why I didn't go on the cruise. Woo, baby!
That's awesome.
Give me more of that. Arthur should have been like, I didn't go on the cruise because I'm going to be the best play caller in college football.
Let it go.
All right, Mika, I'll let it go now. I'll let it go. Give me your. Why do you love that? I love it, Mika. Why do you love it?
Because it just shows that his goals are still there and he's still focused on them. And I think with Julian Sayin having another year on his belt and they having time to build chemistry, he's gonna get more balls thrown his way and stuff. And I think he could work himself into a first round draft pick. He's got that sort of work ethic, and it all starts from there.
Chris?
Yeah, and you have to look at this in a number of ways. Obviously, as Mika said, the skill is there, the talent is there. He's now showing the work ethic that it takes to become a premier player. And guys, for the third year in a row, he's got a fresh opportunity because this is another completely new offensive play caller for the third year. This is his third play caller in 3 years.
That's not good.
That's not good, Eric, but it is an opportunity. And I think that he is seizing that opportunity when he does something like this. He is trying to make his name synonymous with, work ethic, with what it means to be a Buckeye. And I absolutely love that.
To your point, it ingratiates him to the coaches as well.
Correct.
Yeah, no, I love the dedication, and I think he can definitely be better. There's no doubt. I think he needs to be better because there was times last year where we needed somebody to step up and take some of the pressure off of Tate and Smith. And then when both those guys were out, we needed someone to step up. Do I think that Brandon Inniss is a first round pick? I'm not ready to say that. I need to see a little bit more of him before I take him in the first round. But I like the attitude, and I do love the fact that means something to him. This is a guy who certainly cares about the program and wants to be better, and that's a good thing all the way around.
100%, man. You have to set goals, right? We talked about setting standards. What sets the standard? I think that's what you guys covered there Sunday night. Did a great job. If you haven't watched that show, I highly recommend it. Corey, Chris, and Bart really dove into what's setting the standards and moving the goalposts and things like that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with going into your final season at Ohio State, your senior year, and saying, these are my goals. This is what I want to achieve. And obviously, he's willing to put in the work to get to that point, obviously. So I'm all about it. He is endearing himself to Buckeye Nation, right? You want to talk now this isn't him making a first impression. I get that, okay, because I know where you're probably going to go, Chris. But this is him saying, look, I know people were down on me last year and a lot of it not his fault. Let's just be honest. Not his fault a lot of times. He was the third or fourth person in the progression half the time it felt like. Because he would be wide open and we were like yelling, Inniss is wide open. It seemed like every time he caught a ball, it was highly contested as opposed to being wide open and then being able to get a bunch of yak. This year, I feel like, Mika, I think you hit the nail on the head. His timing with Julian Sain is going to be critical because not only do I think Jeremiah Smith is going to get a ton of attention, which he should, rightfully so, right? We lose Carnell Tate. Someone's going to have to step up in that passing game, not named Jeremiah Smith. And if you're Brandon Inniss, why not me? I'm the slot guy. I can do great things this season if given the opportunities, and I'm going to put forth my best effort in the offseason to get there. So my prayer for him, he stays healthy, that he has a great offseason, that his timing with Sain gets better, and that he becomes an intricate part of this offense. And if he does, I think he's got a shot to become a first-round draft pick. Why not? Every other wide receiver at Ohio State who's been uber successful has become a first-round draft pick. Why not him, right?
He's got more speed than people give him credit for, Tyler. He showed it when he caught his first touchdown pass, that long one from Devin Brown. He went like 80 yards.
Who? Devin who?
Yeah, he had that was 2023, his one catch for 58 yards. But I mean, this guy, let's be honest,
Purdue. It was at Purdue. Chris and I were at that game.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Hey, that was it. That was his lone catch of the year. But this guy had 270 yards receiving last year, and That's the thing with him, is that he will be open. So I like the fact he's fired up and ready, because there's no doubt he'll be open. I'm not seeing first rounder next to his name so much.
Here's one thing that I think does benefit him. If you look at the fact that Arthur Smith is coming from the NFL, how many times do you just see go routes run in the NFL? I mean, consistently. How often do you really see big time go routes as your primary passing play in the NFL? Not a lot. What they like slants. They like things over the middle. And that is what Ennis can provide in that slot position. I think that Arthur Smith being there, while we may not see a bunch of tight end play because that doesn't play to our strengths, as he said, and why I do think he's going to make every attempt to get Jeremiah Smith the ball, because if he's on the field, he's always the first option. I do think that Arthur Smith and the way he's going to call this game based on his NFL experience could benefit Brandon Ennis in this game, or in this season.
Brandon Ennis, best blocker in the room.
Yeah.
Brandon Ennis going to be the Blocko recipient this year. Do you think he's going to be the Blocko recipient this year? I think
could.
I think
he could. If not him, then who?
Kenyatta?
Maybe, but I don't think so. There's just something
that's
about
a tough
Brandon.
one.
There's just something about Brandon. His, we've talked about the work ethic. We talked about a lot of things, but what about the fact that he could have easily packed up and gone with Brian Hartline to South Florida and been the number one guy?
Yeah.
He could have gone anywhere,
but he chose to stick it out here. I think that says a lot about his character. And character is what that Blocko jersey is all about. It's not always about who puts up the biggest numbers. We saw that with Cameron Babb when he received it. It can be about leadership. It can be about a lot of things. I think that Brandon Ennis is the guy who is the most deserving.
We've talked about Arthur Smith. We've talked about Brandon Ennis. We've talked about Carson Hinsman. You know who we haven't talked about yet? And this is a great transition into our next topic. We haven't talked about Luke Montgomery. No, we haven't. Quote, being an Ohio kid and being here now and understanding what the rivalry really means, going into my third year, losing 2 times, I really wanted those gold pants. Love it. The Ohio State Buckeyes received their gold pants from the Gold Pant. What are they called?
The Gold Pants Fairy.
Is that his new name now? What's his
Gold
name?
Pants Club.
It's not Matt Wilhelm.
I saw the video of him.
Yeah.
Today, yeah.
Anyways, former Buckeye, who's the chairman of the Gold Pants Association, apparently. You handed out the gold pants today to everybody. Ryan Day got his. Carson Hinsman got his. Ryan Day got his, and he was fired. Ryan Day was fired up to get his gold pants, man. And so this is what I've made. We're going to be throwing this around. I might even actually share this on a Michigan site, because they welcomed me in years ago, and I've been very polite. I wonder how well this would go over if I just threw that on their Facebook page.
It's time not to be polite anymore, Eric.
No.
27.
Polite was out the window.
Got a question for you. Got a question for you guys, though.
Okay.
Is the gold pants tradition kind of is it kind of worn out a little bit? Because a lot of those guys didn't seem as jacked about it as Ryan Day and maybe some of the other players.
I love the gold pants. I always will. It's always going to be special to me. Heck, I got my own gold pants. They're not like from a player or anything, but I went out and bought my own, so I can just 10 that I have my own set. So that should tell you something right there.
You know, Mika, are you wearing gold pants? That's the bigger question.
Actually, tonight I am.
Hey, she's got her gold pants on. There we go. Chris, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I'm wearing no pants. So,
Thank you. I didn't need that image. That's
anyhow,
going to haunt my nightmares.
here's the thing, Eric. You know, I have been, and I see Alex in the chat right now. I have been very critical of how the rivalry, how the game has become more a game. How the game itself has lost some of its luster with the expanded playoff, with the Michigan scandal. And I still believe that to be true. However, I will say this as well. I love traditions. And I think the gold pants tradition, to a lot of the players who you saw react positively were the Ohio players.
Yep.
The kids who really maybe were born into this, that understood. Ryan Day.
Matt Finkus. That's his name. Matt Finkus.
Yes. Ryan Day, whose job was almost ended by this team. Yeah, I see where his passion and excitement comes from. I think it is still a good tradition, despite the fact that I think the rivalry has lost some of its luster.
Interested to get Nate's take. I think Nate might be like, no, gold pants are great, especially if you can get your hands on one and you can resell them.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, that, and
I'm
also
with you, Nate.
Francis Schmidt was the innovator of the gold pants. I mean, my long lost relative there, and I mean, this isn't something that is 10 years old. This goes back to 1934, and I think you saw the excitement because they haven't gotten these in what, 4 years. So I do think it means a little bit more, and I agree with Chris that the rivalry may, in some people's eyes, have lost a lot of luster. But you know what? Some people feel that way just because we won finally. The last 4 years have been rough on all of us, I think. And now that we're on the right side of this thing, I think it's the time to go back to the gold pants tradition and pump it up and get people excited about it once again, because we're winning this thing and we're not going to lose it again. Certainly not this year. We're going to keep this thing rolling.
Yeah, the chat's undefeated, isn't it, Chris? Yeah, I know. Alex, you mentioned Alex Bryan is in the chat. Happy birthday, Alex!
Happy birthday, Alex!
King Buckeye celebrating
Happy
a birthday.
Skippy.
No, I thought I
Skippy
was
Jr.
What?
Listen, I'll tell you the same thing I tell the kids at school. Everybody's either Skippy or Scooter. There is no other name.
Okay. All
Except
right.
for me.
If they don't want their gold pants, Vader says, I'll take them. Yeah,
too.
dude. Absolutely, man. So here's the thing. Tyler brings up a really good question. See if I can find it. Where was it? He said, is there a way maybe we can modernize this tradition in a way? There we go. There it is. Do you think we need to modernize it? It was really funny because I think it was Carson said, yeah, I got my gold pants, but there's no chain with it. I guess I'll just put a rope around it, I guess. Like, I think he was expecting a little bit more than just the trinket. He was expecting the actual, necklace to go with it. Is there a way to modernize this? I mean, because it's got, like you said, Nate, it's got great tradition. The meaning is awesome. Francis Schmidt telling the players, look, that team up north, they put their pants on one leg at a time. That's where the whole golden pants thing started, was with Francis Schmidt. It's one of the best traditions we have at Ohio State. I'll be honest, I hated it when Michigan created their own stupid little trinket when they beat us.
I was about to bring that up.
It's dumb. It's ugly. So I'm going to answer my own question. No. don't modernize it, because if we do, then we're trying to be Michigan, and I don't want to be Michigan because they obviously want to try to be us and they can't. That's my answer. Mika.
Traditions are what make college football great. So, yeah, and this is one of my favorite traditions. And like you said, if it wasn't so great, the cheaters wouldn't be trying to imitate it with their own ugly but fake wannabe dog tag looking pieces of tin they wear around their neck.
It is ugly.
I-
I'll see if I can find a picture for everybody while Chris gives his answer.
I heard that Michigan was actually going to change theirs again. What they're going to do is they're going to put a body cam as their gift so that they can, get close-ups of all the calls as they come in.
Well, they would get more use out of it.
No, there's no need to modernize it. Like I said, the only reason I'm still in favor of it is because it is a tradition, because you do see guys like these Ohio kids get really excited about it. I mean, yeah, maybe include the chain, Eric, but other than that, I don't see a need to really upgrade or update anything with this tradition. When you look at the fact that, as I said, I really believe the rivalry is beginning to kind of lose its luster. So why try to update this and just take more away from Alex's dwindling hope that this rivalry still means something?
Does anyone else find it weird that it doesn't come with a chain? I mean, the
Yeah.
one I ordered off eBay came with a chain.
Yeah, give them a chain. I mean, we're dropping hundreds of millions of dollars in this program. Give them a damn chain with it. It's not that tough.
Yeah, it's that was that was a little disappointing. All right, I found it, guys. They actually, so I didn't know this. This is new to me. Give me a second to upload it here to our streaming service, and I'll show you. But they have a new one every year. It's not like, where we've got the gold pants. It's the same other than the score, right? This is actually what they get if they beat us. Every year is different.
Those are some stupid looking things.
So it's not even like, you know what this is? I think I know what this
lapel
is.
pin or a
No,
tie
I
tack.
think I know what this is. This is a cash grab, because what they're doing is if they have a different one every time, what's
people have to buy it.
people are
Yeah,
going
and
to
they
have to
sell it.
buy it. You got it. This is a cash grab by Michigan. This isn't necessarily some kind of great tradition that they have somehow started.
It looks like a class necklace type deal, like you get out of high school.
Oh,
thought you
Sean,
were-
those are just the ones you bought at the Tiffin flea market from that guy who smelled like beer and weed.
You know what, Mika? I think you're right. They do. They look like something you might get out of a Cracker Jack box.
Yeah. Cereal box.
Yeah.
That's just weird.
Yeah, but that's what they are right there, guys. Is they're two-sided. It's a two-sided emblem that they throw a chain on and they wear them around, and then there's a different one every single time apparently, which is obviously a cash grab by the University of Dumb. So all you Michigan fans, suck that one. Gold pants earned 27-9, baby. Yay. They
Golf
look like Girl Scout pins. Well, Chris would know all about that.
Why?
I've never seen a Girl Scout pin.
Oh, because he works for Girl Scouts.
I did not know this.
His daughter was a Girl Scout, and is it your wife was a Girl Scout leader or something?
No, Bobby still is a Girl Scout leader.
Okay.
Dare I say this out loud? This is going to be our last
No,
year.
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
This is going to be the last year.
Don't do it. You're good. You're good. You're fine.
So get your cookies now, because this weekend is the last weekend of the Girl Scout cookie season.
So obviously we're on agreement. Gold pants, greater than Michigan, the game emblem. That's what they call it, the game emblem. It's not even close, right?
Stupid.
Okay. Anything else from today that you guys want to talk about from the press conference or news that came out or anything like that?
Carson Hinsman gave the best interview ever.
He
He
did.
did, Mika. He was great. I said it earlier, and if you guys have not watched Eric and I doing that reaction show earlier, I think I said it spot on, Eric. All I can figure is that Carson Hinsman must have spent the offseason hanging out with Cade Stover to get those one-liners, because that felt like a Cade Stover interview.
If
Yeah.
I were him, I would take quotes from that interview and put them on T-shirts and sell them.
Well, I know a guy.
And hey, I know a guy who will sell them. Make no mistake about it.
Oh, yeah? Is that you?
That's right. I will absolutely take them out and sell them.
All right. We don't have enough time to get into that third topic like I really want to, because I think that would be a major debate. So we're gonna have to hold off on that one. Especially that particular. Especially that.
Come on,
particular
Eric.
number. No, no.
I forget, what was the third topic again?
The Mount
Number 7.
Rushmore of number
Mount-
7.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think I was poised to really irritate some people tonight.
You probably. Well, how's that different than any other night?
Oh, more
Yeah.
so than any other night.
All right. I'm going to do something. I cannot show the video to this. I was going to save this for the after show. But what I will do is I will play for you guys a hilarious audio clip. I'll have to hide it behind our screen here. So this is I want to say radio guy. I don't think he's a podcaster. I think he actually has a radio program who actually is calling out Michigan. And this is fantastic because this is absolutely freaking hilarious. So, nope, can't do that. I actually did not want to do that. Let me see here. Let's go. Yeah, that's what I want to do right there. So I'm gonna add this real fast. This is just the audio clip. I'll hide it behind all of us so no one can see it because I don't want YouTube to flag it. Maybe. There we go. All right, here we go. This is a hilarious audio clip. If you guys have not heard, Kyle Whittingham made a hire at Michigan. The video is going to just lay it all out for you. Listen to this.
Could you be more tone deaf, Michigan? They've just announced a brand new director of football operations. Very attractive woman, by the way. Her name is Natalia Hilton.
Okay.
All right. You might ask me, what did Natalia Hilton do prior to joining Michigan as the director of football operations? It's a fair question,
Yeah,
Tyrone.
her resume, of course.
She was the new coach's secretary. He's now hired his very attractive assistant to be the director of football operations. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, could we be dumber? You're coming off a major sexual scandal with your last head coach. So you go to Utah to get the new head coach, a straight, narrow guy. And the first thing he does is hire a young, attractive woman to be in charge of football operations. I don't know what they're smoking in Michigan, but they couldn't be more tone deaf.
That was
You can't
great.
make this stuff up, man.
This is true. This
I'm
is
saying,
true.
no, I'm saying you can't. This is so stupid. You can't make this stuff up. How? How in the world? You want to know why this is happening? Because Ward Manuel's still in charge.
Bingo.
Because as long as that
Absolutely.
idiot is still in charge, stupidity is going to reign supreme in Ann Arbor.
Okay.
And you-
Go ahead, Mika. Go.
And you hinted at it in the Whittingham video. Like, it's just weird. It's why?
For some reason, I couldn't hear it. Somebody give me the Cliff Notes.
So
Go ahead, Eric.
So Kyle Whittingham is hired at Michigan, and one of the things he does is he hires his former secretary from Utah to be in charge of the Michigan football operations. She is 9.5 out of 10. I mean, she's drop dead gorgeous. Her name is Natalia Hilton, I think is her name. And it screams, what are you doing, Michigan? How can you be this tone deaf that you allowed your head coach to take his former secretary and promote her in the program and give her a raise
After what just happened?
After what just occurred. Yeah. It screams tone deaf.
Well, this is what happens when you have a program that never faces any consequences for anything they do. I mean, how can you blame them? They do whatever they want. Nothing happens. They continue on. They feel like they can continue to do it.
Chris? No? Can't say it?
I don't want you to fire me. All I'm going to say is she did come from Utah. Maybe it's a sister-wife thing.
Oh, you stop it! Stop it!
Oh, that was... No, I'm not... He said it, I didn't, just to be clear.
Please, YouTube direct all complaints to cwwilds126@gmail.com.
I feel like, you know those moments on Home Improvement? Have you ever watched that show where Tim would smart off and say something, and then Al would hold up a sign with Tim's number on it? I feel like we need that for Chris.
Oh.
Just replaced all the knives with plastic.
I can't.
In case you didn't hear what Chris said, this comment comes from WBuck21. This just in. They have replaced all the knives with plastic. Actually, no, they did not. They have ordered from the OHIO
the official Ohio podcast.
The official OHIO podcast butter knives.
They're beautiful. I love them.
You can order these beautiful bad things from Farah. She's making a new business where she's...
I want some.
Oh my gosh. Yes. They're all plastic now. Gee, many Christmas. You know what this reminds me of, Chris, is the day when BYU played Arizona State. And I made the very unfortunate mistake of calling BYU the Mormons instead of the Cougars, and the Arizona State Sun Devils, I called them the Satanists.
Yeah.
I was like, it's the Mormons versus the Satanists, and I got an email from someone who was not happy about that.
That was not happy.
So it's Chris's fault this time. Although Sage is giving you the win tonight, man. He's giving you the win. All right, who owns a pair of real or not duplicate? What do I want to say? Replica pair of gold pants. I've got one. Nate, you probably got. Yeah, you got one.
I've got them. Yes, sir.
Chris, you got one?
I got a replica pair, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I wish I had real ones.
So I bought mine a while ago, and I've been saving it because here's the story, and then we'll end with this. It's probably been 6 years now, maybe closer to 7. A neighbor of mine in the neighborhood, only a school teacher, elementary kids would go there. He has some Buckeye trees, and he would take the Buckeyes and he would plant them in little pots, and when they became saplings, he would give them away to people in the neighborhood for free. And I went and got 2 of them, and I planted them in my backyard. And my whole plan has been, when those trees grow up and they start producing Buckeyes, my first Buckeye necklace would be the Buckeyes with the gold pair of pants that I have as the emblem in the middle.
That's awesome.
That was my plan. Last year was the first year they produced Buckeyes for the first time. One tree did, the other one didn't. And they were super small. But next year should be good to go. What?
I'm not gonna say it.
It was gonna be, yeah. I'm not gonna say it either, Nate. It's good. No, but you know, you ought to.
Sickos.
Big Nut's retired now, and he makes beautiful Buckeye necklaces. You ought to see if you can't get some tips from him on how to make that thing just really pop.
Okay. We'll do that. I will do that. I know that there's different things you can do to like shine them up and everything else.
Oh my goodness.
Make sure you get a high shine on your little nuts, Eric.
Oh.
And on that note, W. Buck, we're going to end the show right there.
Why?
I feel bad for people who only listen to this show and they never get to actually see the comments that slide across the bottom of the screen for people in the chat.
We probably keep more listeners that way.
That was hilarious.
Troy says, if you ask Big Nut for advice, there's probably a cease and desist letter forthcoming. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We're going to go over to Patreon here in just a few minutes. Mika, are you ready?
Yep.
Mika she's the current champion of Buckeye Jeopardy. Tonight, she's going up against Nate and myself. Chris gets to be Alex Trebek. We're going to have some fun over on Patreon. Go join us over there. I've got some videos to show over there too for you guys. It's going to be fun. Have a good night. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock, with another great show here live on YouTube. And, of course, the super secret show over on Patreon. Hang out with us for another hour over on Patreon, everybody. Have a good night. OH.
I
Go
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks and still sucks.
So does Marcus Freeman.